Yo, what's up, dude? We got another draft pick coming in the third round. The Internet GM trying his best. Hey, we're trying to restart the algorithm here at GrimeCast and see if you can even see these videos popping up in your feed, because I know YouTube probably has me buried without putting in content. But I just want you guys to know I'm still in the draft league. I'm drafting for the Raiders this year, and we get Sam Laporta in the third round, 70th overall. I'm going to share the draft report right here. The Internet GM operating with 31 other Internet GMs, man. Pumped up, dude. And we concluded our draft. It's good. It's all over with. I got my free... Actually, soon... Actually, I have to wait till after the draft to know how my undrafted free agent class will go. And I can't really share that list quite yet. But let's share this report. See what we're thinking here in the third round and why we made this choice, man, because the pressure was on when it comes. If you wanted to get a tight end out of this class, and you really do, because it's a deep class for this position, you want to get one of these guys. Some of these guys may not work out, but a handful of these guys could work out in the NFL. You're definitely getting a good prospect right here. So Sam Laporta, one of the more complete tight ends of this class and one of the best in the class with the ball in his hands. He broke 14 tackles on 53 catches for 592 yards with a low 7.3 yard average depth of target. Now keep in mind, that just means he's working the soft zone, and I think that's what NFL scouts are looking for. I believe that's what NFL coaches want in their offense. So his hands are as elite trait as he was the primary receiver at Iowa. Sorry about that, I kind of bombed that a little bit, but his hands are very relied upon being the primary receiver at Iowa. Sorry to sum that up. All right. He can work the zones and getting separation, line up in the slot, and is well-versed with the game plan. He understands his assignments. He shows up on game day. He is also a good blocker and can motion on blocks, line up as a fullback, and nearly every time he will find the unblocked defender. Just to chime in on that, he used to play fullback his freshman year. They tried him out at fullback a few times, actually relied on him at times. So that's where the blocking skills come into play. Great in space on screen passes. He can move without missing blocks, and he also caught 10 screen passes last year. Yards after the catch is another main attribute, which makes this a nice sneaky selection to move the chains. And let me scroll up here for the summary. And Raiders get their replacement for Darren Waller with their third-round pick. The Raiders were willing to trade back in the second round to get him off the board in a deep class with 3 tight ends drafted in the first round. 3 tight ends went in the first round, the league that I'm drafting in. In my mock draft in the first round, 2 tight ends come off the board. But we're throwing some bait out there that we may be willing to trade. We really weren't. We have 12 draft picks. If I could trade for future draft picks, then yeah, definitely. I would definitely consider that. But however, I think it's a good draft. 12 draft picks. I think Dave Ziegler and them, they can do some real good damage, man, and build a good foundation. Not saying doing damage to our team, but do some damage to the league as far as putting a dent in our roster and making it look much more impressive than it looks right now. I think they can really do that through the draft. So in our final conclusion, Sam Laporta has the makeup to play tight end at the NFL level. He is ready to compete. It is almost reminiscent of the Mark Andrews going in the third round, 87th overall, with the exception of medical a few years back. The reason why I brought that up is I'm pointing out his value. So we're getting him in the third round, 70th overall, and we kind of slightly compare him to Mark Andrews, who has become somewhat of, at the elite level, in the NFL. Mark Andrews has shown some flashes, definitely, and good target for Lamar Jackson over there in Baltimore, and they have a good chemistry. So, but anyway, let's see here. Oh, which is why the Raiders were considering trading back again, but held strong with pick 70. So basically, we're just throwing some, like I said earlier, we're throwing bait out there. I'm trying to work them on, that I might be interested in a trade, which I really wasn't. Revisiting Laporta's best film where he was targeted 17 times versus the Illinois defense really got the trigger pulled on this selection. He and Devin Witherspoon may now conclude any unfinished business this year in training camp. Welcome to the Las Vegas Raiders. That part I love, dude. 17 times versus that Illinois defense, and you guys already know, man, they're gonna probably have 3 of their defensive backs come off the board by the third, early fourth round, maybe at the latest. Devin Witherspoon can probably be a top 10 pick. He's grading out as the best corner. I mean, people are really recognizing him as the best corner. They're looking past the 5'11" frame, all that stuff that was kind of brought up early on. They know this guy can play football. But once again, him and Sam Laporta become teammates in my mock draft, and they get to compete in training camp. Let me know what you think. Sum it up here with PFF grades, his best, his worst, and our projection. So, per per PFF. He has a 2022 grade of 78.3, an overall grade of 80.1. His best, good measurables paired with athleticism, body control, and route design. Great hand usage in blocks and great hands catching the ball. Worst, red zone productions, 5 touchdowns in 4 years. Definitely something to consider there. Do keep in mind he was the primary receiver and did set up a lot of red zone situations. So maybe he got keyed in on those last. I mean, I didn't go that in depth of what happened there, but that is a statistic right there that pops up. And then his overall projection, solid tight end prospect and yards after catch weapon. So thoughts, man? What do you think? You think we should be drafting a tight end here in the 3rd round? Do you think we should continue on with defense? Another corner? I'm all about snatching up corners in this class. This is a good draft class to get some good elite corners. I'm all for that. However, we got our guy early on, high value pick, Devin Witherspoon. We do get one down the road, dude. We get one down the road, and I see nobody really talking about him. So I really want to kind of rush these videos. I want to get him out because I want to get to that player, a couple players, get a linebacker late, get a freaking DB, and I don't see them talked about, so to say, on any team, really. So I can't wait to share that. But anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one. I hope you're having a great day, and we're 1 week away from the draft, so we're getting there. I'm out. Peace.